All right, here is the latest Austin real estate market update. And this is the data from May 2025. I just got it on my hand, so I'm going to go over it today. So it's going to go over first the Austin, Round Rock, San Marcos metropolitan area. Home prices, median home prices, we're just looking at $449,000. It's down 1.6% year to year. So to me, overall, the Austin real estate market seems to be heading into more of a buyer's market. We can tell from the months of inventory right here, where we're looking at 5 months of inventory, up 1 month from year prior. And closed sales were down 3.8%. Around 3,000 homes sold in the month of May. So that to me, it shows that we are heading into this slowdown. What I'm experiencing as a real estate agent here in Austin as well is that I am looking at some of the homes sitting on the market for longer. And when I'm working with my buyers clients, I see a lot more leverage during negotiation. So if you're looking to list your home for sale, you have to price it well, you have to market it right, and you have to adjust your expectation. That's the very important part. Sales dollar volume, 1.78 billion. Down 4.3%. This is compared to 2024, right? During the same period. And 2024 is one of the worst years in real estate transaction history. So we're not really looking very, very hot, but still, Austin, to me, still has a lot of opportunity. If you're a buyer, if you're looking to sell, you have to price it really, really well. New listings are up 8.9%, around 5,716, bringing total active listing to 14,673. This is a huge number, up 20%, up 17.4% compared to a year prior. This means that, you're competing with a lot of resale homes, not only resale homes, but also new construction homes. Because new construction homes, they have a rate buy down, they have incentives, they can lower prices. So that really makes it a pretty difficult market. But then real estate is localized. So this is the entire metropolitan area. I'm going to go over each individual city later on in this video, so stay tuned for your city if you want to learn more about that. And by the way, if you ever want any of these assets that I created, these infographics created, you can use the link down below. You can download it for free, right? So you can take a look and look at it in detail. Every single month I create videos like this, so remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're looking to sell your home, I created multiple buyer-focused real estate YouTube channels to help sell your home and market your home. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to me using the number right here. Give me a call, shoot me a text, and see how I can help market your home and make it stand out in this one of the most difficult times in Austin real estate seller history. Average days on market, we're looking at 57 days. It's up 9 days compared to the same period. Average close to list price, 94.6%. Well, compared to 2024, we're looking at 95.4, then 94.6 today. So you're seeing that this is what I'm talking about. When you list a home for $1 million, you're closing it at 946. So you're seeing the buyers have some leverage there. All right, the first area we're going to focus is Austin proper. Austin proper, we're looking at $560,000 in median sales price for homes, which is down 3% compared to the year prior during the same period. We're down 6.6%. We got 858 closed homes, which is not a small number, right? We still have people buying. We still have people looking to move to the Austin proper area. And sales volume, we're down 5.8%, sitting at 648.9 million. Months of inventory, 6.8. That's a big number. Anything above 6, we're looking into a buyer's market, right? So we're trending towards that. This has been trending for the past few months. So Austin proper, because home prices are understandably higher valued. So homes closed during the month of May is more in the $560,000 range, right? It doesn't mean we don't have other homes that's over 560,000. It means that homes closed are around 560,000. That's like the price buying point for that area. New listing 1830. Active listing 4,619. That's a lot of listing you're competing with. Then again, Austin proper is a pretty big zip code, right? Pending sales 858, 47 days on the market. So 47 days compared to 57 days, Austin is doing quite well, right? 57 is the whole metropolitan area. This is a very important metric we got to keep track of, average days on the market. And the average close price 94.5. All right, next one. For Bastrop. Bastrop is such a small area. But then, you're looking at 40 new listings, 108 active listings, only 10 homes under pending right now. We're looking at 91 days, which is expected. It's more of a rural area of Austin, metro area, right? 17 closed sales, which is down 40% from the year prior. But the median home prices still looking solid, 357. I try not to look at this number, because for such a small sample size, it doesn't really make sense. But we're looking at average close price, 95.2%, which means that we do see some negotiation, but people who move here, they don't really, they're not really killing the price. Like, they're not talking about 90%, which, in Westlake Hills, which we're going to go over later, is going to showcase that number, right? So next place, Cedar Park. Cedar Park, Texas, this is one of the most popular, one of the most in demand area. If you have a home here, congratulations. This is a good area, right? Looking at home prices, $487,000 median sales price. It is, to me, from my experience working with buyers too, that this is one of the more in demand areas because of the good school district, convenient location, proximity to these big tech companies like Apple, like Nvidia, like all the tech corridor that we have here in Austin, Texas. Sales dollar volume 32.09 million, which is down 28% from the year prior. Closed sales 61, down 26%. Months of inventory 4.7. So this is tend to a normal marketplace. To me, this seems to be a little bit of a seller favored, but more towards of a normal place compared to the rest of the Austin area. Average days on the market, 27 days. Remember, the whole metropolitan area, we're looking at 57 days. Now, we're looking at, for Cedar Park, 27 days. This is an in-demand area. Average close price, 97.4. Sellers don't budge. Not in this area. What I've noticed is that a lot of sellers working here, they tend to be a little bit older. They don't really budge on negotiation. They just rather sell on the market. But then there are buyers looking to move to this area because of the good schools, and they rather buy in that area, right? So, help the client buy a home here. We got a really good deal because it was before the spring season started, but this is a really good deal. 132 new listing, 226 active. So not a lot of inventory, 60 pending sales. This is a huge number. So Cedar Park, you're doing fantastic. Dripping Springs is one of the more rural area. I personally think the buyer pool or the category buyer is kind of a different type of buyer. I like to think they're like more older, tend to be older. We're looking at 582 in median home sale price, down 6.5% from the year prior. 313 closed sales, not bad, actually very good number. $224 million in transaction volume. Let me just double check real quick. Okay, sounds good. So 5.3% in monthly inventory. New listing, we have 545 new listing coming onto the market. Active listing, 905. Pending sales, almost 300. So these numbers are looking very healthy, at least from my perspective. 5.3 is very normal months of inventory, so it's not really a buyer nor a seller, so it's kind of like a balanced marketplace. So this is a really healthy marketplace in Dripping Spring. 61 days on the market, 94.9 average close to list price. Next one, we're looking at Georgetown. Georgetown is one of those areas where new home builders are building a lot of homes. It was such in-demand area, and then the lands were cheap, so we got a lot of people buying, a lot of people moving here, but a lot of building coming up too. So $390,000 medium sales price, one of the more affordable areas here in Austin. 112 closed sales, down 10% from the year prior, or 8.9%. 51.2 million and down 9% in sales dollar volume. And we're looking at 5.2 months of inventory. So very balanced market. So surprisingly, Georgetown, even with the number of homes that they're building, we're still looking at a pretty balanced marketplace because of how many people want to move there. It's a great area. 202 new listing, 501 active listing, pending sales 117. It could be a little healthier, but still, I like the numbers. We're looking at 50 days on the market, lower than the 57 average for the entire metro area. So pretty solid. Average close to list price, 95.8. Looking pretty good. Hutto, Texas, Northeast Austin. I personally think Hutto has a good growth coming in, but right now, because of I don't see a lot of HEB's convenience stores over there, so I think it still has some area to go. Compared to Hutto, people would rather move to Pflugerville. We're gonna go over Pflugerville later, but Hutto, let's look at numbers now. 330, around 330. $230,000 in medium sales price, down 10%, 11% from the year prior. 68 closed sales, up 7.9%. So we do have a little bit of an uptick compared to a year prior in the same period. $24 million in sales volume and 5 months of inventory. So leaning towards more of a seller side of things. But I personally think that, home prices, from what I've seen before, it used to be like a $400,000 median home prices. Now we're looking at $330,000. We definitely had a pretty big correction in the Hutto area. Active listing 231, new listing 107, pending sales 85. So not a lot of inventory. Not a lot of inventory. We do have some buyers picking up more than like 80% of the new listings coming in. So I think this could potentially be a dark horse for the rest of the year. So I'm actually excited looking at numbers today. 47 days. Wow, much lower than the 57 days in the whole metro area. So really, really good number. Next one, we're looking at close the list price 96%. Pretty solid. So I think Hutto is going to be a pretty high potential area for the rest of the year, second half of the year here in Austin. So let's take a look at the next one, Jonestown. Jonestown, I have a client who's looking to buy here. $354,000 is not indicative of the home prices in the area, but then we do have to only talk about the numbers in May, right? We only have 4 closed sales, and usually price here are like $400,000, $500,000. That's more of a standard home value, medium home value. 1.84 in transaction volume, months of inventory 17.3. So we are seeing a huge slowdown, at least for the month of May here in Jonestown. Active listing 91, new listings 33, pending sales 7. So not a lot of people moving there. I personally like that area, right? It's right by the lake. It's right by the hill country. You can see that nature. If you're in a good area, you can have a really, really nice view. So I'm surprised that we only sold 4 homes in that area in the entire month of May. 33 days on the market, 96% average close to list price. So, not looking so solid with the numbers we got, but I'm looking forward to see how Jonestown perform for the rest of the year. Lago Vista, we're looking at Lago Vista, much more in demand, at least from my personal experience. $395,000 median sales price, down 22% compared to the year prior. 34 closed sales and $14 million in sales dollar volume. Very, very low numbers. I don't like these numbers. Months of inventory 12.2. And 91 new listing and 312 active listing. These are big numbers. And then only 70 pending sales. That's what 12.2 actually makes a lot of sense. Means that we're very much in a buyer's market here in Lago Vista, which makes sense too. The buyer pool, the tend of buyers tend to be like retirees or people just looking to buy a second home. So it's not really in demand. They might just stay put in their area, rent another year before buying a place to retire in like a more remote area of Austin. So if you're looking to buy, you could potentially find a really good price. But also, I did see one of the homes in Lago Vista sell for pretty much what they asked for at $1.25 million. That's one of the homes that my clients was working for. One of my clients is looking to get, but then eventually we couldn't beat out the other offer. But so it's property dependent and buyer pool dependent. But overall, the market is trending down in the Lago Vista area. 91 days on the market, 91.8 average close list price. So buyer has a lot of negotiation power, dropping it more than like 9%. Lakeway is a great area. 821,000, 34 close sales, up 21% from the year prior in median sales price. About 30 million transaction volume in the month of May. 8.7 month of inventory. I personally think that, we're looking at the buyer's market, but the uptick in price point. So 230 active listing, around 79 new listing, and 34 pending sales, which means that these numbers are not too bad, but they're not that good either. I still think that this is a buyer's market, but still, Lakeway is such an interesting area because some of the buyers who are looking to move there, they're looking to buy some really good homes, right? They're looking to buy some custom-made homes. Let me change the color real quick. Okay, does this look better? A little cooler, right? Yeah, so the buyers there are looking to buy some custom-made homes or looking for particular features, right? And for those homes, once one group of buyer likes it, the other group of buyer who are more affluent buyers, right? These are part of that more affluent buyer pool. They tend to compete over that. So the price there don't drop as much, but then you do have less buyers going into that area. We're looking at 67 days on the market, 94.1% close to the list price. So this numbers on surface tells me is, more of a buyer's market, which can be true, but still, this is a very particular area. So I'm excited to see how Lakeway perform for the rest of the year here in Austin. Leander, Texas, one of another in-demand areas, but because of such a huge supply of homes in that area, we're looking at some of the more healthy numbers. We're looking at 415 medium sales price, down 10% from the year prior. 84 closed sales, up 42% from the year prior. So more deals are being done in Leander. 40.32 million and up 28.4% in sales dollar volume for the month of May, and 5.5 months of inventory. So even with large supplies coming onto the market, but the demand kept up, right? So this is a really good number. I'm very glad to see this. We have supplies, but we also have demand, and people are buying. These tend to be, from what I've experienced, the clients I work with, engineers. They have healthy job. They have a lot of savings, so they're looking to grow their families. They're looking to go to good school districts, so this is a great area for it. 61 days on the market at 94.8%. In terms of close to list price. So you can get some good deals in Leander, but not as much as you can in the other areas. The homes are sitting a little bit longer, 61 days compared to 57, but not really compared to the entire metro area. So I like the performance by Leander. I think it's going to be another in-demand area, just like Cedar Park in the future, because it's just a good district, right? It's Northwest Austin. You go down I-35, I-35 Highway 1 to get to work into the technology sector. So I think this is a good, healthy area to buy a home in. Liberty Hill, more northwest. I think that area has a lot of room to grow in terms of growing its amenities in the area. But let's take a look at the numbers. $508,000 in medium sales price, down 13.2%. 94 closed sales, up 3.3%. 51 million in transaction volume, down 10%, and 5.6 months of inventory. 146 new listing, 454 active listings, 78 pending sales. I think this is actually a very healthy number. I personally was expecting worse. I was expecting, because it's relatively more remote, and the land and the upkeep and the bigger homes up there, you might not see that as a buyer pool, but it turns out it looks like the numbers are pretty healthy, at least from the top part. We are looking at 99 days on the market, so it does sit a little bit longer than usual, looking about 3 months and a little bit longer. And there we go. We do have a lower close price, which is 92.4%. So you will see sits a little longer, drop a little bit lower, more negotiation power from the buyer side, selling homes in the Liberty Hill area. Manor is like northeast Austin a little bit. I personally think this is a really good area for investors compared to like Kyle and Buda in South Austin. I like these areas because, you can see $329,000, so you can get a pretty decent rent to price ratio. Looking at 28 closed homes, down 37.8%. I went to one of the communities out there, Lagos. The salesperson told me that they were expecting to sell a lot more, but they were getting a lot less, which kind of reflect what I've been seeing on the market, right? Because higher price points, you can actually see more of a consistent deal flow, surprisingly, like in the $600,000-$700,000 price range. But in the lower price points, surprisingly, we're not seeing that huge uptick. I personally think that is because, maybe the people who doesn't make as much of income, which is this price point right here, couldn't really afford home. More of them couldn't afford home, so the deal flow is getting disrupted in that area. While people who have high-paying jobs tend to stay in those high-paying jobs a little bit longer, and they feel more confident in buying homes. So that's kind of the overall market sentiment I've been getting in the area. All right. Sales volume 9.51, 5.2 months of inventory, 124 homes on the market, 48 new homes, and pending sales of 28. 53 days on the market, 96.7%. So it's kind of a healthy numbers looking at for the month of May. I expect that for the month of June and the July, if we get these incentives a little bit more from the builder side of things, we will see these numbers to uptick a lot more. Okay. Next one, Pflugerville. I love Pflugerville. I live here in Pflugerville. Just saying. Yep, I live here in Pflugerville. We're looking at $409,000 medium sales price. This is such a good area, so convenient. Up 5% from the year prior, 64%, which is up 1.6. 64 closed sales, which is up 1.6% from the year prior. 27 million in sales dollar volume, up 4.9%. Months of inventory 4.1. All the new home construction, new community here are basically selling like pancakes. Every new homes in this price point sell like pancake because it's such a convenient area. That new area, I forgot the actual name. It's by Brown Homes. They are selling their homes left and right. Phase 1 sold out immediately, and phase 2 under construction. They already pre-sold a lot of it. So I think if you're looking to buy a home here for your primary resident to live in, this is a great area. For investment, you could get a better deal in like Manor or like Georgetown or somewhere else, but still, Pflugerville is a good area. I think it's going to be the next Cedar Park as well. 232 active listing, 116 new listing, pending sales 48, 43 days on the market average, and a 97.4. So this is to me, seems to be a seller's market, right? At least you cannot negotiate as much. I think Pflugerville is a very, very healthy marketplace. I'm very excited for the rest of the year, even for the next couple of years. I think this is going to be in a lot of demand. Homes here are going to do pretty well. So if you're looking to sell your home here in Pflugerville, I'm your guy. Give me a call, shoot me a text. Love to help you out, help you market and stand out in this tough marketplace. And by the way, just to reiterate, if you're looking to get any of these assets, use the link down below. You can download it for free so you can save it for the month of May, right? Next one. We're looking at Round Rock. Round Rock, another in-demand area, $439,000 median sales price and 126 closed sales. That's a high number. 63 million in sales dollar volume, 4.3 months of inventory, 215 in new listing, 430 in active listing. So real estate is about location. Round Rock, right next to Dell, right? Because Dell, the headquarters, we have a very, very healthy real estate market. We have 109 pending sales. That's a big number. 55 days on the market, 95.2. Don't like this as much. I was hoping to more towards like 97%-ish, but 95 works too. I think, Round Rock is another great area. A lot of development. Some people are shifting more to the Cedar Park. Some people are more shifting towards the Pflugerville, but Round Rock will still stay a solid city here in Austin. Oh. Not sure what happened here. All right, so let's take a look at Westlake Hills. We're looking at Westlake Hills, $2.16 million median sales price, but only 4 closed deals. So I don't really put a lot of emphasis on data here, but I will go over it just to let you know. We're looking at 20% down from the year prior and only 9.11 in sales dollar volume. Months of inventory sitting at 10.8. New listings, 11 new listings. That's a big number. Active listing, 28. Oh, and then only 2 pending sales. Don't like those, right? Those are big numbers. All right, average days on the market, 26. That's only for the 4 homes that sold in this month of May. I think other homes are sitting on the market for quite a bit longer. And then we're looking at 91.1%. This is like the biggest close to list price ratio. So we're looking at the ultra high value, high price point homes here in Austin, Westlake Hills. We're looking at more of a buyer's market. So just to reiterate, if you're looking to sell your home, list your home, reach out to me. I can provide you the best service, best marketing service that help you stand out in this age of competitiveness. I reach to distinct buyers here on YouTube that no one else, no other agents can reach. So reach out to me using the number right here. If you want any of the assets right here, any of the infographics right here, use the link down below. And remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time.